Now, little Josh Hardy made news around the world when his family fought to get him access to an experimental drug in order to save his life. That drug, made by the local company Chimerix, sparked an international debate over the issue of compassionate use. WNCN's Bianca Espinosa reports on the families, doctors, and drug companies caught in this emotional tug of war.
7-year-old cancer survivor Josh Hardy's plight touched the world.
There's always hope. As long as your child or your family member is still breathing, there's always hope.
That hope inspired a grassroots campaign to get Josh the drug that could save his life. They hoped the experimental drug brincidofovir would be the cure for Josh's adenovirus infection. Local company Chimerix makes the drug, which was still in clinical trials, but Josh's family begged for an exception. In March, Chimerix and the FDA let Josh use the drug through a compassionate use clause. It's done on a case-by-case basis. So far, the drug is working.
He's got to go to basketball games and watch some basketball games. He's out of his ICU bed. It continues to get better. He continues to get stronger. And we hope in time that he will be the loud Josh that we have come to know and love.
For children with cancer, accessing experimental drugs can be the difference between life and death.
Once you finish with surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, we need other treatments to keep the children alive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Nathan?
Good.
Awesome.
Dr. Gurangan checks 7-year-old Nathan Norman's vital signs at Duke Children's Hospital. The family travels here from Lynchburg, Virginia for care.
Say off for me.
Behind the sweet smile, Nathan has a persistent brain tumor that spread to his spine. Through it all, he keeps fighting, and this brave boy is inspiring other kids with pediatric cancer through his Hope for Tomorrow Foundation. Nathan's hope for a cure lies in a new drug called AZD6244, which is in the second phase of clinical trials. At first, Nathan didn't qualify because his tumor is stage 2.
We've had 7 medicines that have failed him, and there's nothing out there other than what clinical trials are available.
But Nathan's doctor pushed hard to get him in the trial.
I think the minute he heard, we were probably the first people he called.
He's taken this medicine like a champ for the last 4 weeks.
Are you nervous about the unknowns?
Oh, we are. I mean, we know that God is in control of everything. We know that nothing is going to happen that is outside of His will, but it makes us anxious because we don't know what His will is.
But they know chemo and radiation aren't working.
We need newer therapies to treat children who have failed all these primary treatments. And I beg the pharmaceutical companies to help us.
We all believe that this is something worth trying. If there's nothing else available, at least give them the chance to try.
The Goldwater Institute is based in Phoenix, Arizona. The libertarian think tank is lobbying for right-to-try laws, where terminally ill patients can have access to any drug that passes phase 1 of clinical trials, the safety phase.
This is about saving lives and empowering patients and their doctors to make these decisions. When you or a loved one is facing a terminal illness, the last thing that you want or need at a time like that is to have a federal bureaucrat in the process creating potential delays.
But doctors say the regulations are there for a reason.
Should children be able to access them outside of the trials?
That is less optimal. Even though that one particular child gets access to the drug, the majority of the children don't benefit from that particular approach.
Patients like Nathan are closely monitored in clinical trials. Drug company GlaxoSmithKline and RTP also says it needs to be up to the FDA, not the state. No matter what, they'll keep fighting.
Never quit. Never take no for an answer, and never quit.
Nathan making sure to say one thing.
Thank you. What if it is their child? What if they have no other options for their child? Wouldn't they be willing to say, let me sign off?
In Durham, Bianca Espinosa, WNCN News.
Let's hope Nathan gets better. So far, there is no right-to-try law in North Carolina, but the Goldwater Institute says they look forward to trying to work with North Carolina legislatures about the issue.